The international break is here and Arsenal are planning as Mikel Arteta prepares for a 3-horse title race. Today we'll break down the secret behind his defensive tactics, discuss the potential midfield signing, find out the latest on Ramsey's future, and reveal the surprise news about Gabriel Jesus. Yo, what is going on guys? My name is Baz40 and welcome back to Boys channel, and I know it has been a while, but let me explain. The reason why your boy has not been posting as consistently this season is down to mental fatigue. For the last 3 years I've been trying to provide the best possible content, and that brings a lot of pressure. Your support is appreciated and now it's time for myself to reflect and make sure I provide to you guys what you guys deserve. But let's start off with Mikel Arteta's super defense. There's something special happening at the Emirates Stadium. Mikel Arteta has built a brick wall, sending out a clear statement to any team that comes: you are going to get nothing. Look at these numbers here in the game against Burnley. Arsenal winning 3-1, making an XG of 2.27 non-penalty, but focus on Burnley's 0.33. Look at the home game before that. Sevilla held to an XG of 0.02. Even in the 5-0 win against Sheffield United, once again only a 0.02 XG conceded. Even against elite teams like Man City, were only able to get one shot on target. Haaland held to a 0 XG. Mikel Arteta has made a very important change. Where last year it was about chaos, this year it's about control. Look at the overall XG conceded. Arsenal with only 9.4 all season, the least in the league, better than Man City, Newcastle and Liverpool. Even in terms of clean sheets, Arsenal have 5, the joint most in the league, conceding only 10 goals all season, the joint best record in the league. There's 2 very important things that make this Arsenal defense elite. First is transition control. With the likes of Declan Rice able to recover, Arsenal have become the best off-the-ball team in the league. The second thing is a competitive advantage. When you've got a centre-back the quality of William Saliba, Arsenal have a defensive difference maker. Look at his performance against Burnley. 1 goal scored, 3 clearances, 2 tackles, 2 ground duels won, 5 aerial duels won. Elite ball playing numbers of 97 touches, 84 passes, and 2 accurate long balls. Mikel Arteta has brought Arsenal back to their roots. Think to our best years of the Invincibles. Alongside technical quality, Arsenal had elite physical power. William Saliba and Declan Rice are throwbacks. Arsenal have become powerful again. But we need to talk about something that's very important: the beloved field tilt. In the game against Burnley, Arsenal had 73% in total, with most of Burnley's coming in the second half after Arsenal went down to 10 men. Look at the game against Sevilla. Arsenal had 98% of the field tilt in the first half. We have become the kings of control. The whole idea of field tilt is how much of the ball can you have in the opposition's final third. Arsenal averaged the highest amount in the league, and that, my friends, is a massive compliment. As exciting as chaotic football can be, there's a very simple idea behind this. How can the opposition hurt you if they can barely get into your final third? Let's talk about a very important Arsenal attacker. Leandro Trossard was on fire against Burnley with an 8.9 rating. 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 shots on target, 2 key passes and 1 big chance created. Look at Trossard's overall Arsenal numbers: 36 games, 7 goals and 12 assists. Let's just say he's got a very good connection with Bukayo Saka, with Saka providing 6 assists for Trossard so far this season, the most from one Arsenal player to a specific teammate in a single season, since Mesut Ozil assisted 7 to Olivier Giroud back in 2015-16. Mikel Arteta says, "I'm very happy with him. A top approach, a top mentality. I think every time you ask him to play, whether it's out wide or as a 9, it flows and he's a real threat. So I'm really happy with him." Trossard gives Arsenal something very important: final third fluidity. Comfortable playing out wide as he is down the middle. It's made our attack once again unpredictable. But the thing that stands out to me is decisiveness. Every time on the ball in the final third there's a clear idea, Trossard tries to make something happen. But what is happening with the captain Martin Odegaard? According to Mikel, Odegaard missed the games against Sevilla and Burnley due to a concussion after getting hit in the face by a ball in London Colney. Concussions are always an awkward injury, affecting the area of the brain the club need to be careful. So as confirmed by Simon Collins, Odegaard will not travel with Norway for international duties. He will stay at the club and work during the international break. Let's now talk about the title race. After Man City drew to Chelsea 4-4, they remain first in the table but only on 28 points, 1 point ahead of Arsenal and Liverpool in second and third. Are we getting a 3-horse title race? Now Liverpool beat Brentford 3-0, but we need to focus on a very intriguing detail. Look at the XG. Liverpool 1.57, Brentford 1.66. When you've got Mo Salah, what Liverpool have is difference makers. Players that can turn games in your favour even if you're not playing well. But there is a very important trend. In terms of overall XG created involving each Premier League team, Liverpool have seen the most in the league with 40, and Arsenal have seen the least in the league with 29. What this shows is difference in approaches. Liverpool are all about causing chaos. Attack first, defence second. But Arsenal were all about control. Defence first and focus on attack. For fans, they will prefer the first approach, but it's a very important saying from Sir Alex Ferguson: attack wins you games, defence wins you titles. Go back to last year and think about where did Arsenal lose the league title. In the games against Southampton, West Ham and Liverpool, the goal scoring was not a problem with a total of 7 goals scored, but we also had 7 goals conceded. Mikel Arteta now understands that when a title against Man City, it's all about patience. Play sustainably and keep yourself in range, then peak at the right moment of the season. We saw last year that it wasn't about a fast start. It's how you arrive in April and May, the tough parts of the season. Moving on to Arsenal's transfer master plan. The January transfer window is around the corner, so let's talk about Arsenal's plan. According to The Athletic, Arsenal like Ivan Toney. The issue though is finding a way to pull the deal off due to financial fair play rules. Arsenal will need to make a big sale in January to finance a move for Toney, or hope the owners advance it with another substantial loan. Here's where we need to think logically. Arsenal spent over £200 million in the summer, but each project reaches a stage where it needs to make a big sale. Think about Leroy Sané at Man City, the sale of Felipe Coutinho at Liverpool. Fans may have emotional connection, but to be sustainable, you can't keep every player on your book. There needs to be a sacrifice. The future of Emile Smith-Rowe is definitely interesting. According to reports, Aston Villa, Everton, Crystal Palace and Newcastle are all interested in Emile Smith-Rowe, and Arsenal value him around €30 million. This is the most important part of Smith-Rowe's Arsenal career, his make or break season, and there seems to be one clear problem: fitness and availability. After starting his first league game in over a year against Sheffield United, Smith-Rowe is once again out with a knee injury. This could not have come at a worse time. With Martin Odegaard out injured, Fabio Vieira suspended, Smith-Rowe's prime chance has arrived. Reports claim his injury is not as bad as first feared. He may become available after the international break. But what about the future of Aaron Ramsdale, whose father Nick Ramsdale has been speaking and says his son has lost a smile at Arsenal after being dropped by Mikel Arteta? We have to understand his perspective here. As a father, he's taking care of his son, which is perfectly fine, but he also adds fuel to the fire. Ramsdale knows that he's not going to earn his place back in the media. The issue for him is David Raya, a player that Mikel Arteta had wanted for a long time. Raya's agent has revealed a very important detail. In an interview with Lorenzo Laporte, he says Arsenal showed interest for the first time years ago in 2021. They tried to buy him, but Brentford didn't want to sell him at any price. After they bought Aaron Ramsdale, that was the easier option, but David has always been the priority. The numbers are in David Raya's favour, as you can see here. Raya not only has a better save percentage, but it's also far better in terms of shot stopping. Arsenal were in a very strong position, with Ramsdale signing a new contract only last season. If any team wants him, they will have to pay massive money. According to Sami Mokbel, Chelsea are keeping an eye on the Ramsdale situation. Let's now talk about the strikers. Arsenal have many targets and one was in Brighton. He has signed a new contract until June 2029. Another example of Brighton being a smart business club. Not only have they increased the value of Ferguson, but unless he's got a release clause in his contract, Arsenal will not be going for him. But what about Ivan Toney? According to reports, Arsenal prefer to sign a striker in the next summer rather than in January. There's a reason why I don't see that happening. Toney would be a market opportunity signing, and that's what January is all about. The summer is a different story. More players will become available with a higher standard, players that can help Arsenal in the short term but also in the long term. Arsenal would have better options available. But what about a striker coming out of the Bundesliga? According to reports, Arsenal are lining up a move for 20-year-old forward Benjamin Sesko, and are understood to have sent scouts to monitor him this season. Leipzig value Sesko at £40 million, with Arsenal confident they can win any race to secure his services. This move would be fascinating. Standing a whopping 6'4" tall, he's got the power, but he's also got variation. With 3 goals in the Bundesliga this season, he's outperformed his XG. But look at the types of goals. 1 goal from the head, 1 left foot and 1 right foot. Sesko has drawn comparisons to a certain Zlatan Ibrahimovic. The concern for me is experience. Arsenal's stage of the project requires instant level races, having only had 1 full year at RB Salzburg, not even being a starter at RB Leipzig. Is Benjamin Sesko a title-winning signing? The striker market is definitely fascinating, and there's one player I want to throw out there. Keep an eye on Sporting Lisbon's Victor Gyökeres. Having moved to Portugal this summer, he's on fire. 10 appearances, 7 goals and 4 assists. The numbers show a clinical forward, outperforming his XG and only having missed 1 big chance this season, a 23% goal conversion rate. We've also got some defensive news. According to reports in Italy, Radu Dragutin of Genoa is attracting interest from top clubs, and Arsenal are one of the teams interested in the 21-year-old Romanian. Now this guy certainly got power. Standing 6'3" in height, Dragutin wins a whopping 71% of his aerial duels, higher than William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes. Look at his defensive heat map. Dragutin is clearly versatile, able to play on both left and right hand side. He has played games at right back, and that is so important. Not only could he support Saliba but also Ben White. Arsenal know they need to be careful. Having seen the collapse last year without William Saliba, signing a centre back to make sure that doesn't happen again is going to be very important. There's also been a midfield development. Fabrizio Romano confirms that Douglas Luiz is Arsenal's top midfield target. He is considered the perfect midfielder by people at Arsenal. They would love to sign him. Luiz and Arsenal have history. Go back to last January and transfer deadline day. Arsenal made multiple offers trying to sign him. Since then, he signed a brand new Aston Villa contract, and that makes the deal difficult. Under Unai Emery, there's been a clear evolution. Look at his heat map, able to play all across midfield, with a clear bias on the left-hand side. So far this year, he already has 5 goals and 1 assist. 3 of those are penalties, but it's worth pointing out that last year, Luiz had 12 non-penalty goal contributions. Luiz is developing into an all-action number 8. Take for example a recent game against Luton Town. A 7.8 rating with 1 assist, 108 touches, 87 passes, 3 key passes, 4 accurate long balls, as well as 4 ground balls won. What stands out to me is passing ability. Luiz averages 54 passes per game and 4 accurate long balls, at a very impressive 70% success rate. Now at 25 years of age and entering his peak powers, to have seen his development under Unai Emery, imagine what he could be in a Mikel Arteta system, where Arsenal have even more possession and quality on the ball. Luiz solves a very important problem. Without Granit Xhaka, Arsenal have lacked a natural number 8. Luiz could solve that problem, but this would not be a cheap deal. According to Fries Fletcher, Aston Villa have placed a £60 million valuation on Douglas Luiz. Luiz is interested in the move to a top club, and the law of Champions League football is believed to be something he's finding hard to ignore. Arsenal will make an attempt to complete the deal in January. Moving on to the other Arsenal news today, we have got a very important stat. After an assist against Burnley, Bukayo Saka joins Harry Kane in the list of players to have scored or assisted against every team they've faced in the Premier League. All 24 teams out of the way. Arsenal are a team of young superstars, and what we need now is a difference maker. A player that in those tough games and in the fine margins can give Arsenal the edge. Bukayo Saka is slowly becoming that guy. As soon as his hitters got loud, a goal and assist against Sevilla and assist against Burnley. But we can't forget about Gabriel Martinelli. In matchday 4 of the Champions League against Sevilla, Martinelli made 14 dribbles, with Bukayo Saka not far behind. No defender has been dribbled past more times in a Champions League game in the last 8 seasons than Juan Luis Sanchez against Arsenal. Gabriel Martinelli was giving him nightmares. There's a reason behind all of this. As Martinelli said this week especially, Arteta asked me and Bukayo to be more direct and told us to believe more in ourselves in 1v1 situations, and today it worked out. The issue for Arsenal in attack has been predictability. Saka and Martinelli are 2 unstoppable talents. Arteta is trying to play to their strengths. But what about Benjamin White? Having missed the game against Burnley, Mikel Arteta says, on Friday he wasn't comfortable, he didn't look right. Ben won't give you much, he always wants to be on the pitch and always wants to hide anything that is there. We noticed in the last few days as well there was something in there. We wanted to protect him against Burnley. But then you've got the intriguing news about Gabriel Jesus. Having missed Arsenal's last 5 games with injury, out of nowhere here he was arriving for Brazil on international duties. And since then you've got this photo, showing that he's also taking part in full training. There's 2 ways you can look at this. Either there's been a surprise recovery, or Jesus is taking a massive risk. Brazil have a big game around the corner against Argentina. Is Jesus going to feature? We've also got an update on Thomas Partey. Fabrizio Romano confirms Thomas Partey is expected to be out until the end of 2023 due to injury. His AFCON presence will now be clarified and decided later this year. Thomas has undergone a specialist procedure for treatment. Thomas Partey is an amazing player, but this is the reason why Arsenal have signed Declan Rice, a player that's always fit, available and reliable. There's also another player that I want to highlight. We're talking about Jorginho. In all of his career, he's only had 3 injuries and missed a total of 5 games, 0 for Arsenal. I believe Jorginho is very underrated. He's not got the power of a Thomas Partey, but he may be our most intelligent player. Out of contract at the end of the season, what is happening with his future? Jorginho says, I miss Italy and I would like to return. In fact, I will definitely return, but I don't know if next summer will be the right time, because I'm happy at Arsenal and I still have things to do. That is the video there and there though, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you have, don't forget to smash a like and also subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you want to follow your boy on all of the social medias, then the links are down below in the description. But that was all of today's latest Arsenal news, and I want to thank you guys for all of your consistent support. And now hopefully your boy can deliver you guys the elite content you guys deserve. Until then, I'll see you next time, hopefully very soon. Take care, and